Okay, so hi, it has been a hot minute since I filmed a video, and that is because I am pregnant. I'm pregnant. I can't believe I'm actually saying this to a camera and filming this video because it still doesn't feel fully real, but I am pregnant. I'm gonna have a baby. Through the beginning of my pregnancy, and not even just the beginning of my pregnancy, but like my whole journey up until this point trying to conceive, I have gotten so much out of watching other people's videos about announcing their pregnancy or their fertility journey. I feel like it has helped me so much in just seeing how different everyone's journey can be and just making me feel less alone and making me feel so much more hopeful. So today, I wanna contribute to that. I wanna contribute to videos like that have helped me so much and share our story of trying to conceive. And that has not been a picture perfect road by any means, but it's real and it's our story. And I know that there are so many other women out there who have dealt with these same struggles and emotions, or even different struggles, but the same emotions. So I just want to share it all with you guys today in this very exciting video that I could just not be more thrilled to be filming right now. I basically want to walk through everything from Steven and I deciding that we want to have a baby up until now being pregnant and all the messy bits that come in between those 2 points. So as of right now, sitting down, filming this video, I am 11 weeks pregnant. I think I'm gonna post this video when I am 11 weeks, 6 days pregnant. So like right at the end of my first trimester. Before I get into our story, I do wanna give a trigger warning that I am gonna be talking about miscarriage. If you don't really know like my story, or you just started following me a couple months ago, you might not know this, but I had 2 miscarriages earlier this year. So that is a big part of my fertility journey, and miscarriage is gonna be discussed in this video. So I just wanna put that out there in case anyone is sensitive to that. Also, in addition to this video where I'm like talking through our journey, we also posted a vlog over on the Sierra and Steven IRL channel. Steven and I have actually been filming little bits and pieces here and there since the day that I took a positive pregnancy test. And we compiled all that footage up until now into a vlog that is over on that channel. So if you want to see more of like the actual footage of going through these things in this pregnancy, like finding out, going to appointments, that kind of like in the moment stuff, there is a link to that video in the description or a card up there. So let's get into it. I mean, this is my first video back in a month, so like, hi. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So I had been feeling like I needed a break for a little while. I just kind of was feeling burnt out, like I was just going through the motions. And as I was starting to feel like, okay, I should probably take a break at the end of this year, I found out I was pregnant, and I knew that going through the beginning of my pregnancy was going to be difficult for me. And going through that offline was something I really needed to do for myself. And let me tell you, it was so good for my mental health and I think my physical health. Like I just got to focus on being Sierra the person, and now Sierra the pregnant person, and not Sierra the YouTuber, in this really honestly just vulnerable time. So thank you for that. And I'm really excited to be back and to be pregnant and to be telling you all about my journey trying to conceive and getting pregnant, which I guess actually starts before Steven and I even got married. I married my husband Steven in August of 2017 when I was pretty young. I was 21 years old. I'm 24 now, and before we even got engaged, we had talked about a lot of those big things that are important to talk about before you go into a marriage, and one of those things being kids. And we both wanted children. We both wanted to have kids, but being that we were getting married relatively young, we wanted to wait a little bit and have a couple years at the beginning of our marriage just for us. Focus on us and our relationship and building our marriage, do lots of travel, also focus on work and just getting financially stable. So we did that, and we were pretty lucky. Like my YouTube channel started taking off, Steven's career was taking off, and I think we got to that point faster than we expected, where we had our first house, we had some savings, we felt financially set. And so we started to talk about like an actual timeline for trying to conceive, but neither of us felt fully ready, like emotionally yet. And so this was the end of 2018. We made a plan and we decided that we wanted 2019 to be like our year, like the year to do all of the things that we're gonna look back on when we have kids and be like, wow, I'm really glad that I did that before I had kids. And now with 2020 obviously being like not the year to do a bunch of amazing things and travel. I am so grateful that we decided to do that, and that I feel like 2019 was our year. Steven had amazing work opportunities. My channel hit 1 million subscribers. We went to New York and Europe and Mexico and Disney World. And Steven and I actually met at Disneyland. And so taking a trip together to Disney World had been something that we always dreamed about and talked about. And so after that, we felt like good. We felt satisfied with the child-free period of our marriage that we had, and we felt like we were ready to grow our family, ready to move on to the next chapter. And so at the end of 2019, in November, I think, we started like actively trying to conceive. I had gotten off the pill in, I think, May of that year and went to like a preconception visit with my OB. I started taking prenatals. Like, we had kind of started the process of doing the preparation things at the beginning of the year. We went to Mexico in August, so we needed to wait a couple months because of Zika. So we felt like we had planned out this timeline, and it was the end of the year. We were ready to have a baby. It was go time. But I had struggled with having a really irregular cycle, and so that was something I was trying to get under control throughout 2019. And I was actually diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so I started trying to do what I could and work with my doctors, and I got a fertility specialized dietitian to try and mitigate the effects of PCOS and try to get my cycle to the point where I was ovulating normally. Because if I'm only ovulating once every 4 months, that means my chances to get pregnant are like a quarter of what they would be if I had a regular cycle. So it actually worked out really well. By like late December, early January of 2019, I had gotten my body to the point where I was ovulating relatively normally. I think a big thing that helped me a lot was I worked with my dietitian to change my diet, because what I learned is healthy is not just one size fits all. Like, what's healthy for one body isn't necessarily healthy for another. And my body's health needs were different because of PCOS and because of just the way my body is. And so I started learning how to use food to treat my body and treat the symptoms of PCOS. And along with that and getting on a medication, my body kind of fell into rhythm. And that felt just awesome, because that was like a big piece of the getting pregnant puzzle that I felt like we were solving, and we were getting to a point where maybe I would be able to get pregnant. And then actually in January of 2020 of this year, I found out I was pregnant. And I think that's probably still one of the happiest moments I've ever had in my life, is seeing that first pregnancy test. But unfortunately, I miscarried at 7 weeks. Steven and I were heartbroken. I mean, it was such a difficult thing to go through, not only emotionally, but physically. It was just so incredibly difficult. My OBGYN said it was just an unexplained miscarriage. They're more common than you think. And she said that everything else looked pretty normal for me, and so I should have no problem getting pregnant and staying pregnant moving forward. It was just a fluke. And it was actually kind of reassuring, because she told Steven and I that if anything, it's a good sign, because it means I can get pregnant, which, you know, you don't really know if you can until you get pregnant. So we're like, okay, we can get pregnant, but we need to take some time, recover. And so we took the next 3 months off from trying, March, April, and May. We just kind of tried to emotionally regroup. I went through a little bit of a depression, and my cycle came back normally for all 3 of those months, which was a really good sign, but I wasn't ready emotionally yet. June came, and we were like, okay, we're ready for this. We're gonna start trying this month. And the first month we started trying again, I got pregnant again, and I miscarried the day after I found out. The second miscarriage, honestly, was not as emotional for me, because I only knew I was pregnant for 1 day, for like 24 hours. But it was really concerning for me, because I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't a one-time thing. Like, it happened again. And I went in for another appointment with my OB, and they were basically like, yeah, if another one happens, if you have another miscarriage, then we'll do some testing. And I felt like, why would I want to wait to see if I miscarry again? What if there is something going on in my body that's fixable that we could find out through testing? So I really tried to advocate for myself, and I asked for that testing. And so we did that testing. I got more in-depth blood work done. They did an ultrasound on my uterus and my ovaries to check for things like follicles and cysts. And I did this thing called a Dutch test, which is basically like a cycle mapping over a month-long period to see different levels of hormones in your body. And everything came back and looked good. And so even though nothing was found through that testing that that we needed to adjust for, I felt more comfortable and more confident moving forward, trying to conceive again, knowing that I wasn't just waiting for another miscarriage until I could do more testing. I'm really, really glad that I did that testing, and I'm really glad that I advocated for myself to do that testing, because if anything, it was just really good for my mental health, and it made me feel like I was ready to try again. So we wanted to wait until the results from all the testing came back to try again, and in early August, results came in, everything was normal, we were good to go, and so Steven and I had another really long conversation about it, and we were like, you know what? This has been a rough year, this has been a really hard year for us in a lot of ways, but this is something we want more than anything, and we are ready to try again. We are ready to open ourselves up to that potential pain and heartbreak again. And so in August, we started trying again, and in August, I got pregnant. I think it was August. The app that I use to track my ovulation, I use like OPKs, which are basically just like little pee strips. But the app that I use to track my ovulation said my ovulation window was like the last 2 days of August or the first day or 2 of September. So I knew when my ovulation window was. I was tracking it. 9 days after my projected ovulation day, I decided to take an early response test. I had told myself I wasn't gonna test until like 11 or 12 days, but for whatever reason, I woke up and was like, I'm gonna take a test. It's probably too early, but that's okay. And it wasn't too early. On September 7th, I saw those 2 lines. Usually everyone says like 2 little pink lines, but the test I took was blue lines. And the mix of emotions that I felt in that moment, seeing those 2 little blue lines it's crazy. It's probably the most amount of conflicting emotions I've ever felt. And it's weird because, I mean, I wanted to have a baby more than anything. We were actively trying to conceive. The goal was for me to become pregnant and to see those 2 lines. But when you get pregnant after a loss, at least for me, there is a lot of baggage that can come, emotional baggage that can come when you see that positive test. There is a piece of me that will never have the pregnancy experience that I always imagined and always desired. Like, I felt that just overwhelming elation and joy without like an ounce of fear the first time that I got a positive on a pregnancy test back in January. That was just pure joy and happiness. But now that emotion is different for me. That experience it's different for me, because the last 2 times that I saw 2 lines on a pregnancy test, that didn't end in a baby for me. That meant trauma and pain and heartbreak. But I think what I realized through, honestly, a lot of help from therapy, yay therapy, is that it's not wrong to be scared when you find out you're pregnant. I'm scared because I'm afraid of losing what I want most, which is this child. And I have had a scary year when it comes to pregnancy. And that doesn't make me a bad mom. That doesn't make me undeserving of being pregnant. It just means that for me, it's a slow build of joy. I don't have that moment of just it all hitting me at once and just pure excitement. Every day, my miscarriage rate went down. Every time I hit a milestone or got good news from my doctor, I felt that joy starting to like build up in me, and that fear shrinking away. And now I do feel that pure joy and excitement, but it wasn't instantaneous for me. And that's not wrong or bad. It's okay for me to not just be like crying excited immediately. That's not gonna be my experience, because my experience up until this point it's been different. And those first couple weeks after I found out I was pregnant were filled with a lot of fear from both Steven and I. But as we've gone through these weeks of, first getting a positive blood test, doing the first ultrasound, getting my due date, seeing the heartbeat, hearing the heartbeat, passing the points of my previous miscarriages was huge for me. And then getting to see our baby grow in the second and third ultrasounds, like that build of joy was just slower for me. And it came a little bit more with each of those milestones. And I think it fully hit me like, oh shit, we're actually gonna have a baby at the end of this. Like last week, I think it was like a week and a half ago. And it's kind of weird how it came about with me finally feeling like it's time to be excited and this is really gonna happen. But we actually had a scare and I had some bleeding and cramping and I thought I was having another miscarriage. Like, we drove to the ER and I was fully expecting to be told the same thing I had been told the last 2 times. But turns out after blood tests and an ultrasound, my baby was fine. Just hanging out, chilling in my uterus, growing, cooking, having a grand old time, waving at me on the little ultrasound screen. I was not having a miscarriage, but I had a small subchorionic hematoma. And a few days after going to the ER, I had a follow-up appointment with my OB, and she analyzed everything, looked through everything, and told me that my subchorionic hematoma does not pose a risk at all to my pregnancy because of the size, because it's very small. And I honestly, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I had gone through that fear all over again in the ER and then being told, actually, no, the baby is fine, you're still pregnant. I just felt myself finally let go of that last piece of fear that I had been holding on to. And I just fully, like, told myself, this is it. I am going to have a baby, and if I don't, that is out of my control. But it's time to let go of that fear. And oh my gosh, Steven said there was such a difference in my demeanor walking into that appointment with my OB and then walking out being told that everything's fine. Like, I had already been told that I wasn't having a miscarriage in the ER, but I didn't know all the ramifications of the hematoma. And so walking into that appointment with my OB, I was really nervous and scared, and that fear was like overtaking me. And walking out, I was like all smiles. I felt like 50 pounds had just been lifted off my shoulders. I felt just happy and excited, and now I feel like it has really sunk in. Like, I am 11 weeks pregnant. My baby is healthy. Like, look at this little ultrasound picture. Look at right there. So stinking cute already. 2 inches long and like thriving. I actually made this picture my lock screen because I just want to look at it like every second. It just makes me so happy. Like, I am gonna carry this baby to the best of my ability, and I trust and believe that this is gonna work out this time. And at this point in my pregnancy, miscarriage rate is less than 2%. So I feel I'm someone who like finds a lot of solace in data. And I feel like I can look at those numbers and be like, odds are I am gonna have this baby. I can let go of that fear. Like, it will work out and my body can do this, because I lost like just so much trust in my body going through the miscarriages this past year. And I feel like through healing from that, I started to build up that trust again, but there was still that little piece that was missing. And now I feel like that piece is back, if not even more. And I feel like my body can do this. I can do this. I am going to be a mother, and this is gonna happen. And like I said, if something goes wrong, I just have to know that that is out of my control. And I just can't believe I'm like saying this to a camera right now. Like, we have wanted this so badly. We have dreamed of this and hoped for this and prayed for this, and it's here. I mean, it's not here. The baby's not here, but it's here in my uterus. Now I get to carry my little tiny baby for the next 6 months. I'm gonna meet this baby in 6 months, and then I mean, it's gonna change our lives. It's gonna change me and change Steven and change everything. And we are so ready to welcome that change. Steven and I really are just thrilled, and especially the past week since I've let go of that last piece of fear, I feel like I am just thriving. I am so happy. And we've been documenting, you know, the pregnancy so far since the day I found out. We started filming some footage that's in that video on the vlog channel. And it was weird because usually we're filming things as they're happening and posting them like a week later. And instead we were taking footage and filming these exciting things and then just putting them in a folder on the computer. And I'm so excited that now we're finally sharing that out with you guys. And we're planning on sharing a lot more of this journey over on the vlog channel, Sierra and Steven IRL. And this channel, my main channel, Sierra Schultzzie, I think I'm gonna keep it pretty much the same and focus on fashion and body positivity. Maybe I'll do some like maternity clothing hauls later on in my pregnancy, but pretty much like pregnancy, baby-related content is gonna stay on the vlog channel. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out our second channel. Also, big announcement, but not nearly as big as this announcement, but the new merch that I've been working on for over 2 years is finally launching. We created these high-waisted, sustainably and ethically produced flowy pants that are like essentially everything that I would want in my dream pair of pants. They come in sizes extra, extra small to 5X, and there are so many more exciting things that I want to tell you about these pants, but I will go ahead and save that for next week's video. But there are just so many big things coming up on this channel and in my life. Oh, also, Vlogmas is less than a month away. We're gonna be doing Vlogmas on my vlog channel. The end of this year is just wild. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. All of 2020 is just wild. Also, I'm pregnant in a pandemic. Didn't even mention that. Also, kind of random, but my pregnancy is actually divided almost perfectly in half between 2020 and 2021. My due date is May 22nd, 2021. That might change. They've already changed my due date twice so far in my pregnancy. So who knows if it'll change again. But as of right now, I would turn 20 weeks on January 2nd. So kind of random, but I just thought that was fun. Anyways, I feel like I should probably wrap this up. I've been talking for a really long time, but you know what? It's my pregnancy announcement. I will ramble if I want to, but okay, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being so understanding of me taking this break even before you knew I was pregnant. I have just all the feels right now. I'm so appreciative, so excited. I feel so lucky and blessed. And you know what? Pregnancy hormones have already been making me weirder than normal. So I'm just gonna go. Be confident, be kind to your body. I love you so much. And I will see you next Friday with another new video. Bye. I'm pregnant. I'm gonna go cry. Happy cry. Happy tears.